Alright, so let's everyone find a nice position on our mat. You can sit cross-legged, or you can sit on your legs, whatever feels most comfortable for you right now. And then we're just going to get started with a few head circles. So we kind of want to start having our chin come towards our chest, and then slowly moving from side to side. Start with little small movements. And slowly let the movements become bigger. So you're going from one shoulder over the front to the other shoulder and back. Taking a few deep breaths here. And then if your neck feels okay, you can do the full circle. So you're going to come all the way around over the top, the other side, and back down. Take your time here. One more circle in this direction. And then switch the other way. Slow down your breath. Take some deep breaths into your belly. Last circle here. And then find your head back into center. Now we're just gonna look from one side to the other. Think about relaxing the neck. You don't need to push it as far as you can. As long as you find the point where you feel a little bit more resistance, just hold it there for a second before you move to the other side. Head comes back to the middle, and then we want to look up and down. So we're really just trying to find all the different directions with our neck right now, and seeing how far we can go today. Last one. Head back to center. And then we're going to have our ear, our right ear, fall towards the right shoulder. So you're opening up the left side of your body. Think about keeping your chest nice and open so you're really getting that stretch in the front here. And then you can either stay here, or if you want just a little bit more, you can have those left fingertips going off your knee onto the ground. Think about stretching, opening again in the front, shoulder falls back, chest open. And then the right hand can just rest on top of your head, just adding more weight, not pulling in any way. Deep breaths. the chest open, the shoulder rolls back in the joint. And then that left hand can just be put on the head, adding a little bit of extra weight without any pulling. One more breath. And then slowly release your hands. Come back to center. And then from here, we're going to have both hands open up over both sides, going past our body up above. And then we're going to open up and twist to the left. So our right hand stays in the front, left hand goes to the back behind us, and stretch nice and tall. Here, think about like a nice and straight spine. Again, your hands are like not really pulling. I'm just having them to help me stay in position a little bit. We don't want to yank ourselves into any positions here. Shoulders stay low, relaxed. With every inhale, you want to grow a little bit taller. With every exhale, you want to slightly open a little bit more, rotating from your spine. Like when we first get into position, a lot of times we feel very stiff and it's hard to hold it. But the longer we just kind of breathe into the positions, allowing our body to let go, the deeper we can actually get into this pose. One more breath. And then with the next inhale, arms go up. We're going to go back to the front. And then exhale, we're going to go open to the other side. Same thing here. Left hand stays in the front. Right hand goes to the back. We're kind of looking like kind of towards and above that right leg. Use your breath again here to get a little bit deeper into position. The hand in the back can help you to like keep you upright in your body. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale, slightly open more. Two more breaths here. And after we're done with the breaths, we're going to do this version just a little bit more dynamic. So we're going to go from side to side a few times. So with your next inhale, open up to the front again. Arms go up and above. Inhale and then exhale, open to the left. Inhale, come back up to the middle. Exhale to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, bend. Inhale up. Exhale, rotate. Two more like this. Up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last round. Exhale. Inhale. inhale, stay in the middle here. Stretch nice and tall. And then let your body fall forward. You can have your hands touch the ground. And we're slowly but surely want to come closer and closer to the ground with our forehead. So you can like start bending your spine a little bit, rounding the neck. Let the head get heavy. And just shake your head out a little bit. Think about relaxing the entire spine. Take a few breaths here. Slowly press your hands into the ground, come back up. And if you're sitting in the cross-legged position, just switch the legs, so whichever leg was in the back, bring it to the front, and the front leg goes to the back. Now just to switch it up a little bit. From here we're going to work a little bit on our shoulder mobility. So our hands are just resting on your lap, like either in your lap or on your knees, whatever feels most comfortable to you. And then we're going to just start rolling the shoulders in the joint. Right, make the movement as big as possible. It does not need to be fast. It's more about really using the range of motion that you have available. Change direction. One more circle. And then from here we're going to take our fingertips and have them go towards our shoulders. So the arms come up. Just have them fall towards it. If you can't quite touch it, that's fine. Just relax your wrist and let them hang there. And then from here, we're going to go from side to side. So we're going to inhale, open up to the left, and exhale over to the right. Inhale left, exhale right. Left, right, left, right. So we want to keep going with this movement here. We're just going to start speeding it up a little bit, because like if we're very controlled about it, we're not always getting the full range, especially with those side twists here. So what we want to do is basically just kind of swing a little bit. Like think about just like using the momentum a little bit, swinging softly from side to side, keeping those arms up, elbows up. And I still want you to think about connecting the movement with your breath. So when you go into the left, you're inhaling and exhaling to the right. So in, out, in, out, in, out. Let your head swing. Right? You don't have to hold against here. This is really just to kind of helping to open up your mid-spine, upper back. I'm going to do a few more seconds here. Last one. And then come back to center. Keep the fingertips on top and just start rolling your elbows towards each other in the front and open all the way into the back and up and front, down, over the side, the front, almost let them touch in the front. And you really, again, with all the movements that we're doing, we want to really try to see how much of a range of movement you have. more circle in this direction. And then switch directions. So now we're going to the front first, opening over the top and back. Two more. And then you can release your hands, shake them out a little bit. You can kind of interlace your fingers and roll your wrists a little bit, mobilize that area of your body going from side to side. You can do some waves if you want, like anything that helps you just to kind of warm up the wrists a little bit here. Shake them out. And then we're going to interlace our fingers in the front of our body. Press the palms out and away from us, and then up. Follow with your gaze, so you basically want to look towards your head. Keep the shoulders down and the chest open. Protect your lower back with your abs, making sure you're not arching your back too much. And we're just going to hold here for a few more seconds. Your fingers, fall back to the front, hands to the ground, round your spine, relax the neck, let the head get heavy, and just round your spine here, letting go. Slowly come back up. Do like a few extra little stretches if you need to. Anything that feels good right now to neutralize. And then today I want to go over what we call the sun salutations. This is something that I like to do sometimes like in the mornings, just to kind of like basically wake up the body, get everything moving. So I'm going to go through all the poses itself slowly first, and then later on we're going to combine them together and kind of have like a bit more of a flow going. So what we want to start with is we actually got to get up, got to stand all the way up into what we call the mountain pose. So your feet are just as wide apart as your hip. Want to find a comfortable stance here. Think about like putting a little bit more weight on the outside of your foot rather than falling in and having the knees come in. You want to push that out a little bit and just find that straight square between your hip and your feet. From here, your palms can just like rest next to your body, facing to the front. And that's basically our mountain pose from here. Then we're going to have our hands come up. So basically we're going to just come all the way over to both sides, interlace them. And then from here, I'm just going to keep standing where your arm's going to show you from the side. But basically I'm going to have a little bit of a side, or like a back bend. So your hands can stay together, you're slightly bending backwards. And this is our back bend. From here, we're going to come back to the middle. And then we're going to come all the way down. We're going to have our hands and our head get heavy. And just want to come into this forward fold. You can kind of go back and forth a little bit, side to side. Movement can sometimes help us to kind of get a little bit deeper into into the stretch. So this is our forward fold. From here, we're going to get into our half fold, which basically means you're going to put your fingertips onto the ground in front of you, and then you're going to stretch your legs straight and your back straight. So here, we really have like two straight lines in our legs and in our back. In this pose, I recommend kind of having a little bit more weight on your toes, like almost like thinking about the heels are very light, slightly lifting off the ground, just having a little bit less weight in them. So this is our half fold. From the half fold, we're going to go into the downward dog. So now put your hands flat on the ground. You can bend your knees a little bit, and then step one foot and then the other one all the way to the back, and kind of push into your hands so that your torso is on a straight line with your arms. Here it's not important to have a straight knee, it's more important to have a straight back. So if it feels more comfortable, keep the knee slightly bent, that's fine. So this is our down dog. From here, we're gonna get into the plank pose. So all you're gonna do is just push forward, straighten up. I mean, you can either stay here or we can go into like the lower plank, which basically just means you kind of push down, keep the hands here, keep everything lifted up, and then flatten your feet on the ground and let the hips sink to the ground, open to the front, or this is what we call the cobra. Okay, so here you want to stretch the front, open the chest, hip drives towards the ground, hands are still planted into the ground, looking slightly up. And then from here, we're going to push again into our hands, push the hip back towards the heels, into our child's pose. So here you can really relax a little bit, open up the back, keep your hands in the front, and your forehead can come to the ground if it feels comfortable. To make it a little easier, you can kind of have the knees go a little bit further apart, more to the outside of the mat, just to kind of open up more space for your body. So this is for child's pose. From here, we're going to go back into the downward facing dog. So get your fingertips to spread apart again, toes tucked, and then lift up and push the hip up. Back into our downward facing dog. From here, you can have your feet wander to the front, hands coming closer to the feet, and vice versa into our half fold. So we'll have straight legs, straight arms, straight back, weight on your toes. And then from here, relax into the full forward fold. Here the knees can be a little softer, hands are softer. You can even use your hands and just touch the opposite elbows, just to kind of really get that heaviness so you're not holding onto the ground or anything else. From here, we're going to slowly roll our body all the way up. So you can release the arms and just slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling up until we're back into a standing position. Hands go over both sides. You can touch on the top, slide back bend, back to center, and then arms in front of your body can just come in front of your chest. And then arms all the way down again, back into our mountain pose. So these are basically the elements that we're going to flow through. We did them a little bit slower now. We're going to do two more that are a little bit slower, and the last one we're going to do in the real speed. So just if at any point anything is uncomfortable or hurts, or you missed one, just Tap back in whenever you can, or just always go into child's pose. Child's pose is always the right answer. Okay, so I'm gonna try that again. I'm just gonna be facing sideways so you can see a little bit better. So from here, from the mountain pose, we're gonna have our arms come all the way up and above. Slide back bend. Back to center. And then fold all the way down. Let the hands glide down to the floor. Forward fold. Knees are soft or bent and rounded. From here into the half fold, so fingertips onto the ground, or you can also put them on top of your chins if that's easier, and just straighten. Right here, put your weight a little bit more on the toes. Straighten up, legs, back, and arms. This is our half fold. And from here, we're going to get into our forward downward facing dog. So hands are now going flat onto the ground. Round your knees. One leg at a time goes to the back, and then push into your hands. Hip goes up into the sky. Knees can be slightly bent. Arms are straight. And think about your elbows. They're kind of pointing a little bit more to the outside. You don't want to have them pointing down, but a little bit more to the outside. And then from here, we're going to get into our plank. And then either from here directly, or if you want to come into the lower plank, and then pushing into that cobra. Hip goes to the ground. Open up the chest, open up your abs. And then pushing back into the hips, into the heels. Knees can go slightly wider. And into our child's pose. Back into your downward facing dog. So hands go back to the front again. Lift up. Down dog. Let your hands and feet wander towards each other. Come into the half fold. Keep the legs straight, back straight. And then fold forward, fold round everything. Slowly come all the way up into standing position. Roll the spine. Hands come up above your head. Light back bend. Center and heart. Hands come down. Front of heart center. Take a breath here. And then relax your hands. Both sides, palms facing forward. Take a breath here. Okay, I'm gonna do one more here. So basically the idea is like with the sun salutations that we're combining, like in most yoga sequences where we're combining the movement with the breath. So I'm gonna cue this a little bit faster now. Because we want to try to kind of breathe while we're going through it. Okay, so with our next inhale, hands go up and above. Exhaling back. Inhale back to center. Exhale all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, half fold. Exhale, down dog. Hold here for one breath. Inhale, plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, cobra up. Exhale, child's pose. One breath here. Come back to down dog. Exhale at the top. Inhale, hands and feet walk together. Half fold. Exhale, full forward fold. And then with your next inhale, slowly roll up. Hands over top. Exhale. Inhale, back bend. Exhale to the front. And hands come down to heart center. Take another 2 breaths. Keep your eyes closed. Here we're going to come onto our knees and hands, so basically into tabletop position. So knees on the ground, straight underneath your hip, hands straight underneath your shoulder. We're going to do some cat-cow. Everything's going to be a little bit more relaxed now. We had the hardest part behind us. From here, inhale, lift up. Think about arching your back. Looking slightly up. And then with the exhale, you want to round your back. So you're going to like scoop the hip under, round the spine, let the head drop and push with your hands into the ground firmly. This is our cat. And then back into cow. Arching the back, looking up. And exhale, round. Up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2 more like this. Straight back, slightly opening your knees a little bit wider, and then let's just come into child's pose all the way down. Here you can choose if you want your hands up to the front or if you want them tucked in behind towards your feet. Either or is fine. I'm just gonna take a few breaths here, relax for a moment. Exercises for the hip. So we're going to get back into tabletop and have your left foot come all the way back, nice and straight. And you kind of want to push a little bit of weight into that left heel. So basically you want to stretch your left calf. You can make it small, you can make it stable, right? And just hold. That's totally up to you. downwards. And then as you're here, you want to slowly lift up, come off with your hands, and just come up all the way straight. I'm just going to move over so you can see a little better. So basically, straight line from your heel all the way to your knee. Open up, stay nice and tall, toes slightly to the outside. So here it's also important to kind of have that hip always slightly pushed forward a little bit, because we're really targeting a little bit more the front side of our hip here. So from here, I'm going to have that left hand go down the left leg, right arm comes up, stretching all the way tall to the ceiling, and then leaning over a little bit more. Here you really want to feel that stretch on that right front hip. If you want a little bit more, think about pushing that hip slightly more forward. The gaze can go down to the ground. Two more breaths. From you, come back to straight. Now that right hand goes onto the ground next to you. Left arm comes all the way up straight. Inhale here. Exhale, let that hand go all the way over your body. You have like a straight line all the way across that left side of your body. Now targeting that left hip. Gaze can go back down to the ground. Push the hip forward. One more breath. And then come all the way back up. And then we're going to do the same thing a couple more times, just a bit more in the flow, okay? The left arm goes down, right arm comes up. You're leaning over to the left. Inhale here. Exhale. Back to center. Inhale, exhale to the ground, open up, left arm. One breath. Inhale, come back up. And exhale down. One breath. Inhale up. Exhale down to the other side. One breath. And then come back up. And we're going to switch over to the other side. So you put your knee back down. And now we're going to come back into our tabletop. Take a couple breaths just here. Right leg goes all the way to the back. Tuck your toes under and start stretching that right calf. You can think about just holding still or slightly pulsating with your heel. Again, so the right leg opens more towards the right, so that our knee and now our right heel are in one straight line. Toes are again to the outside to protect that knee. And then once you got a good position, start slowly coming up, lifting nice and tall. Hip pushes slightly to the front to open up the front here. Take one breath here, getting ready. And then we're going to go have our right arm come all the way down, left arm coming up, and leaning over that right leg. I'm going to hold first. up. Exhale down to the other side. One breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Breath. Inhale up. And exhale down. And then inhale up. And release the position. Now we're going to come into a seated position. Now come all the way down to the ground now. Kind of sit in your hips and then have your feet in front of you, flat on the ground. Our hands want to be slightly behind us. And then from here, we're going to open up a little bit the chest. So make sure that your feet are about like hip width apart or a little bit wider if possible. Hands are placed behind you. Elbows are kind of away from you and the fingers pointing more towards you. And then we're going to push or hip up. Okay, so we're going to have like a reverse tabletop basically. So we're going to push up, look up into the sky. What that does, it's really stretching those shoulders in the front. Right? You can like increase or decrease the intensity. The lower you are with your hip, the less pressure on your shoulders. The higher you go, the more pressure on your shoulders. One more breath wherever you are. And then come back down. Have your feet as wide apart as the mat. You can now release your hands a little bit, find a more comfortable position for your wrist if that helps. And then just kind of have your hips or your knees fall to one side. So you're falling over to one side, coming back to the middle, and falling over to the other side. You're kind of going back and forth with that a little bit, slowly from side to side, just to keep opening up the hip a little bit more, lower spine, lower back. One more each side. And come back to center. And now we're finally lying down. So slowly grab underneath your legs. Roll your back flat onto the ground. Take a breath or two. Have the right leg all the way flat onto the ground. Left leg, we're going to pull our knee towards the chest. Gently, just hold it here for a moment. And then we're going to guide that left knee over to the right side. So basically we want to start twisting our spine here a little bit. So bring that left knee and kind of help it to open up towards that right side until it comes to the ground. Then you can adjust your shoulders a little bit, so a little bit more flat on the ground. And then the left arm can just be straight on the ground towards the left. So you kind of have left arm going through your body, then the left leg is going to be on the right side. You can just keep your gaze straight up into the ceiling. Think about that left knee being bent. Soften your belly. Soften your breath. ground. Straighten up your shoulders a little bit. And then the right arm just goes all the way out to the right side. Last breath. And help that knee back up again. Let's take both knees towards our chest and just kind of let the knees draw like a big circle above us. This will help to give your lower back a little massage right now. Change direction. And then just keep your knees into your chest. Lift your forehead towards your knees. Make yourself like a small little ball. Take a deep inhale here and hold it at the top. Hold it, and then exhale, let go of the knees, let the legs stretch up long on the ground, hands flat on the ground as well. And just deep sigh. Let go of any tension that's left in your body. Focus on what you can feel, any tingling, any spots that are warm or cold in your body right now. Can you feel your heartbeat, feel your breath? Let's just take a minute here just to feel. body now. Give it a big stretch. All the way tall. And then keep your eyes closed. Roll over to one side. Your favorite side. And slowly come back up. Find yourself into a seated position again. Eyes still closed. I'm going to take one last deep inhale. Our arms come over both sides. On top of our head. With the exhale, bring the hands back down in front of your chest. Let your chin come towards the chest as well. Just connect with yourself here for a moment. See what feels different now in your body. Does anything feel more relaxed, more loose? Are you sitting more comfortably with less pressure? You breathe slower. Let's take one last deep breath together. And then sigh it out. You can rub your palms together, creating some warmth here. And we can slowly start opening our eyes, start stretching a little bit. Whatever you need to do to kind of come back to the now. Maybe grab a sip of water. And then I just want to thank everyone for joining the class today.